Hi there, class. This is Mr. Briggs, ready to do a new, wonderful, awesome lesson with you guys. Today's assignment is really more of a challenge. And this is a great and fun challenge because you actually get to take something home. You're going to be 3D printing something that you are going to be able to use or own yourself. So we're taking something from Tinkercad, which is on the computer, and printing it out in real life. So to do that, we're going to do a couple of really great tricks. First, let's talk about what this assignment needs to do. First, this assignment is called the 40-20-10 assignment, which means you can print something, but only if it is 40 millimeters by 20 millimeters by 10 millimeters. In order for me to print it, it has to fit inside that little box. Okay? It cannot be larger than that. It also needs to have your full name in the title of the file. And when we turn it in, it has to be an STL file to be turned in. And I will explain how that works in just a moment. And you need to have everything attached. You can't have something sitting out and floating in space. And we'll talk about what that looks like too. And it needs to be 50% of your own design. So let's talk about how we're going to make this. First, we're in Tinkercad right here, and we're going to create a new design. And create a new design, and we're waiting for it to load because it is on the internet. Okay, looks like it's loading up now. All right. So the very first thing I'm going to do is change it from this random name to my full name. Lee M. Bobby Boo, whatever. And then, once that's my full name, I'm going to make my keychain. Now, remember, it needs to be a certain size. So I'm going to just drag in a box here and make sure I make that box the appropriate size. I'm going to make it 40 by 20 by 10 millimeters. So basically, I have this little brick-shaped rectangle. Now, if I want to, I can make it smaller. If I want to, I can make it smaller than that or change it a little bit, make it a little thinner. But whatever I'm printing needs to fit into this little area. So let's go ahead and make this just a little smaller. I want to make this thing 30 instead of 40. And here's why. I want to make a keychain pull that goes to my duffel bag. And I want to make a keychain pull so that it can attach to a keychain or a zipper or something like that. So I've got this little roof part here, this triangle. I'm going to make it 10 wide. It's already 20 wide. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it around 90 degrees. I might have to type in 90. And I'm going to rotate it another 90 degrees and attach it here. And I'm going to make sure this is 10 right there so that when I have this whole thing grouped together, the whole shape is still 40 by 20. And now I've got this really awesome like arrow-shaped like little tag, right? It's looking pretty cool. Well, I want to make it super cool. I want to make it so I've got something I can put on like a keychain. So I'm going to grab a cylinder here and make that, let's make it 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. Half a centimeter, and I'm going to pop it in the middle there. I'm going to make sure it's right where I want it. I'm going to group it again, and now I've got this tag with a little pull on it. That's kind of cool, right? Well, this seems a little thick to me, so I'm going to make it, this whole thing, maybe 5 millimeters thick. Now it seems just a little narrower. Remember, I can always make it smaller, but now I got to put my name on it. Well, this is for, so I'm going to drag some text in here. If it lets me. Oh, I did twice. Let me delete one of those. Instead of saying text, I'm going to have it spell out my roller derby name, which is Hawkward. There's my roller derby name, Hawkward, and I'm going to make this a heck of a lot smaller. It's 152 millimeters long. I need to make it like 30 long. And I don't want it to be 21 high. I want to make it like, let's say 15 high. That seems a little bit better. And I'm going to drag it into my shape. and see how it is attached to that shape. Oh my gosh, and you know what? It's sticking out almost too much. I'm gonna drag this down a little bit, and you know what? I'm gonna lift it up. And so now I've got those letters sitting right there. Now, there's two ways I can do this. I can either have the letters sticking out. And the letters sticking out looks really cool. But, you know what would look even cooler? Is if those letters were carved into the shape. So I'm gonna make that, instead of a solid, I'm gonna make it a hole, and I'm going to group it, and watch what happens. This is super, super cool. Now I have see-through letters that go through my shape. Now there's a problem. The problem is this A and stuff, well, do they go all the way through? Oh no, they don't go all the way through. They stick in a little bit and then stop. That's good, that's useful. If they went all the way through, especially if you're doing like the letter O, or this part of a D, or this part of an A, that would actually fall through. We don't want that. Well, now I could stop right here. This right now is a 3. You've made a tag. It has a name on it, but I want to make it better. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip the whole thing 180 degrees, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to flip it over. And now I'm seeing the other side. See, I still have Hawkward on there, but now it's on the other side. I want to put something on the back. Well, I want to put something cool on the back. Where do I find something cool? Well, there's this really cool website here called Thingiverse. And Thingiverse has lots of cool things. I'm going to go search for hawk. Oh, wrong thing. Hawk. Because I am Hawkward. And I've got, all of these people have made things that are hawk related, like the global hawk or the black hawk, or there's a really cool 3D hawk. I'm going to try to find something that maybe works for me. Oh my gosh, that is the best ever. It's this hieroglyphic hawk right there. That looks cool. And it looks like somebody's actually printed it, so it does work. Well, this is how you put something into your design, something that somebody else made. You find a file you like, and this is a file I like, and I am going to go to Thing Files, and I am going to download all files. No, actually I'm not going to download all files. I'm going to click the file name, and it has to end in an STL. Has to. So here we go. I've clicked it, and there it downloaded. Now I've got to get it into Thingiverse. So I've got to hit this button here called Import. And I drag the file I've downloaded into here, and it says Egyptian Hawk Small, and it tells me right here what size do I want it. Well, right now at 100% scale, it's going to be just a little too big. So I'm going to make it 50% scale. Now it is 24 by 24. That seems a little bit better to me. So I'm going to make sure it fits onto my product. I hit Import, and you wait a little bit. Sometimes it takes long, especially if it's a really complicated design. This one shouldn't take too long because it didn't seem too complicated to me. But it's taking it and it's bringing it into Thingiverse here so that I can monkey with it. All right. There it is. Well, it popped it right there, and there's the shape. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to make it maybe 20 by 20 here. And the reason I'm making it 20 by 20 is so that I can rotate it 90 degrees. And I'm going to lift this up just a little bit. And I have to double check here. Is it resting on my shape? Well, it looks like it, but I have to make sure it's on there just so, just perfect. Because if it's too high, if I have it up like this, it looks like it's attached, but if I change my view, you can tell it's not attached, and now it's not going to print properly. So I've got to lower this onto my shape. Now you can put on a logo, you can put on a video game character, you can put all kinds of cool stuff. But I'm going to take the whole thing now, and I'm going to group it. And now that it's all grouped together, might take a second, I now have my really cool keychain that I want to print. Now, how do you turn this keychain in? Well, first I double check, is this my name? Yep, my name is right up here in the file name. Now I have to hit a button here called Export. And I want to export it as an STL file. And now it will download my file. There my file went and downloaded. And now I've got to go and I've got to find the assignment. Now this is an assignment actually from a different class, but it's how you turn something in. You hit open, and right here there's not really a file. You need to put in, you have to hit this button called add. So I hit the add button, and I find file. And now I drag in my file. Okay, and it sent the file there. There's my STL file. I hit upload, and now what it's going to do is it's going to take my file and upload that, basically turn that file in. Now if you clicked on that file, your computer might not know what to do with it because it's not really a file that your computer knows what to do with, but my 3D printer does, which is the important thing. And once you're done, once you've got that file there and it ends in an STL and it has your name in it, hit turn in. And once you turn that assignment in, I will check the turned in assignments, and if it's turned in, I will download it onto my computer and I will send it to my 3D printer, and hopefully the next day you should have a finished keychain. So that's how we're going to do that assignment today. If you got any questions, ask your neighbors, ask Mr. Briggs, help each other out, have a fun time.